Do y'all notice that some people in some situations are like zombies? They die, you kill them, you get rid of them, you think they're done, but they just won't go away. Certain people in the Democratic Party are like the gift that keeps on giving. They are the Walking Dead. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Quantizi with the Christocrats and the Red Pill Reality. What's going on? I haven't done a video in a couple of days, a little while, because I've been busy on the personal front. Some great things that we're going to be unveiling are coming up in the next month for you guys to be really involved and get involved with the Christocrats, because we are the strength behind the conservative movement. Believe it or not, we're the ones that hold fast to the principles that make conservatives strong. We are the last and most effective line of defense for God's purposes to be wrought out in this country. So, you know, a couple weeks ago, last week, The Walking Dead had their episode where Rick Grimes, the main character, got out of it. And, you know, I started watching The Walking Dead years ago, and then it just got too violent and we stopped watching it. But, you know, the whole zombie thing is pretty funny. It's American culture that's just talks about zombie, you know, being a zombie is something that just, you know, when it dies or when it's over, when the time is over, it comes back, and it's Walking Dead is dead, but it's still moving. It sucks the life out of you and bites you and will turn you into a zombie. Well, guess what? She hasn't announced it yet. She hasn't come out and said it out of her mouth. A lot of her, her assistants or her campaign people have been hinting towards, and there's been news that Hillary Clinton is going to run again for president in 2020. Isn't this woman going to be like 475 years old? Like, really? Like, I don't know what she's thinking. I don't think any real Democrat, young Democrat is going to want her to do it. Some people were saying, some of her pundits were saying that she would wipe the floor with the new guys that are the new crop of people, like Cory Booker or Kamala Harris, or even, I don't know who else who would want to try to run. Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, you know, any of those people, you know, and you know, these policies, these people, the Democratic Party, the whole progressive movement is like one big zombie. It just won't die, and you can't reason with them. You can't talk to them and try to change their mind. All they're going to do is this. They're just going to keep coming until they bite you and you turn to a zombie as well. If all you listen to and all you watch is the CNN zombie, all you listen to and watch, then you're going to be bitten by them, poisoned by them, and become a zombie yourself. What you have to do is you have to cut that ideology off at the head, stab it in the brain where the thoughts come from, and keep it moving. There are some people out there who have not been turned yet. If you can convince them, if they are people that are willing to listen, then they won't turn to zombies. They'll be willing to. I've seen it myself. I've seen it where there are people who are rational, who may not think like you, but are still rational and willing to go back and forth. And you might be able to change their mind. And you'll be willing and open to have your mind changed as well. That way it's an even exchange. There was something that happened this weekend that was pretty cool, and it came from the impetus of someone who could have been offended. This is a great example of what you do, or how someone who's not a zombie can change things and work things out without being offended. So I forgot what his name was, but the veteran with the eye patch that Saturday Night Live made fun of, Pete Davidson or whatever, made fun of, why does he have blue-gray hair? It doesn't make sense. But they made fun of him, and he made a couple videos in the interim and said that he forgave him, and you know, we need to move on, and who knows, and he took the high road. And what happened? They had him on TV on Saturday Night Live, whether it was forced or not, because some people say it was forced, but who cares? But whether it was forced or not, they had him on TV, and they handle things like adults. And what happened was the adult in the room with the eye patch, didn't take the offense because he knows that Pete Davidson was a kid, and he said that he forgave him and that we can move on and we have unity and all that. And they both came together, and you could tell Pete Davidson was like, oh crap, I stepped in it this time. And that is the attitude that we all need to have with rational people. Now, with irrational people, there's nothing you're going to be able to do. You're just going to have to log it out, like my dad used to say, which I don't know what that means, but you just have to log it out and forget what they're saying and get on and move on to the next person. Shake the dust off your feet. Move on to the next person that you may be able to affect. Once you find out that loving them, telling them the truth, knowing your stuff, and not being afraid is not going to help them change, they're not looking to change, then you're just going to have to move on to the next one. And that's what it is. So don't let yourself be bit by the zombies. The Democratic Party, with what they're doing down in Florida and what they've done in Arizona, it's like they would just keep coming. They keep coming. It's like Night of the Living Dead. They get beat by, DeSantis beat Gillum, and homegirl in Arizona beat the other girl that called Arizonans crazy, and in Florida, and in Georgia here with Stacey Abrams, and they just keep coming. They don't care. Like, they were dead in the water. They lost, and now all of a sudden they're finding 70,000 votes. How do you defeat zombies? You got to stab them in the brain. I'm not talking about killing them physically, obviously, so YouTube don't strike me or nothing like that. But you have to deal with the head of the issue, what's going on in their heads, and the everyday people that could be bit. If someone who is a zombie like that, who's just you can't talk to them. You gotta try to save those who have the potential to be bit. Does that makes any sense? Anyway, this might be the last broadcast that I have in the bathroom. We got some cool things coming up, and I want you guys to pay attention, please, because I got some great encouraging things that's going to be showing up on our channel here. We love you guys so much. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, pass it around, make some comments, hit the bell notification button, please, please, please. If you like our content and you want us to do more, go ahead and do that for us. Check me out on Twitter. It's under my name, Kwam T. Adams, on Twitter. And we got some good stuff coming up for y'all. So don't get bit by a zombie, and don't be intimidated by the zombies. And remember, love God, hate sin. We're not left, we're not right, but we're up.